Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport. Today I'm joined by Jack, I'm joined by Conor. We've got ahead of us is the finale of Group H, plays out on Thursday tonight, 28th of June, and we've got Japan against Poland, Senegal against Colombia. Still a lot to play for, lads, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Well, not so much for Poland.
No,
but,
no. Sadly. Yeah.
Hate to break it to you guys, but Poland are out. So.
Pride, yeah. There's a lot of pride at stake. With Poland, I guess it's a case of are they just going to go with their tail between their legs and hope they don't get beat, or are they going to maybe try and put in a performance, but either way they can't get through?
I think certainly with the curious case of Lewandowski, who's failed to score at the World Cup so far, he definitely needs to point to prove if he wants to get that move away from Bayern Munich this summer. So I could definitely see him turning on the engines against Japan. But then again, Japan have been pretty tough to beat in this World Cup so far. Colombia even failed to beat them. Of course, they did go down to 10 men early on in that game. But, Japan's still able to get the win, 2-1, and then drew 2-2 against Senegal, I think, in the second game. So Japan aren't exactly going to be a walkover. So Lewandowski's going to have his a task cut out for him if he wants to try and get on the score sheet in this game.
Yeah. How about you, Jack? How do you see Poland bouncing back and at least playing for some kind of pride, or do you think this has got Japan 3 points all over it?
I think Poland need to play for pride because they've just had a terrible World Cup so far. It's just I don't think that they've seen. There's not been any energy. I don't know whether there's been fallings out with the manager. They don't like the system. Whether they changed it before the World Cup started, and that's obviously upset them. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think they've been a bit poor. And Lewandowski, like you said, if he wants that move, he needs to at least do something. He's the captain as well, and he just doesn't look like he's inspired that anybody in that in that 11. So I think that they need to do something, but like Conor said, Japan has been such a bit of a shock really. I think nobody expected them to be as good as they are, and I think as much as Poland need to play for pride, I think the result will be a draw really. I think Japan will get something out of the game and try and get into the next rounds.
Yeah, because at the moment it's Japan are in the lead seat as it were. They're looking like they could be top in the group, and then it's for second place. It's all to play for Colombia and Senegal. Colombia, who after the first game against Japan, when they went down to 10 men, came back with a cracking performance against Poland, turned them over. Looked what is one of the best games of the tournament in terms of a one-sided game, similar to the Croatia-Argentina game. Do you think now that it's a case of Colombia have found their stride, or do you see Senegal as, again, maybe not so much a dark horse in the sense of how they were in 2002 when they essentially broke onto international football landscapes, but do you think that Senegal have got enough to take down someone like Colombia, or do you think that Colombia just in terms of quality, I mean, there's a lot of great players there?
I think for Colombia, the way that they played against Poland is a rejuvenation really to what we expected from entering this tournament. We saw how well they did at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, how James Rodriguez came onto the scene, and now with a full 90 minutes underneath his belt, because of course he only came on partway through the game against Japan, I think we've got the Rodriguez back that we expected at the start of the tournament. Falcao, of course, missed the 2014 World Cup as well, and he looks like a completely different player. The one player that, from his Monaco and from his Atletico Madrid days, that you would expect it to return, not the Chelsea or United player that we saw over the past couple of years since the World Cup. But for Colombia in this game, I think with Senegal on hand, besides Sadio Mane, who seems to be picking up the ball a lot in the midfield for Senegal and starting the attacks from there, it's a real concern as to how Senegal can push on forward from the Japan draw, because I can't see them getting over a result against Colombia with the way that they played against Poland. So for me, I'm actually leaning more towards a Colombia win against Senegal. I've actually gone for a 3-1 win. And then,
comprehensive then.
Yeah, and a 2-1 win for Japan over Poland. So that would see Japan finishing at the top of the group with Colombia in second place.
Yeah, and how about your notes, Jack? How do they read?
My notes are...
He's got the imaginary binder again. It's somewhere in here. You just can't see it.
I've left it somewhere here.
The magic of radio isn't working this time.
But yeah, no, it's all in here. I think obviously Colombia did a sort of great performance on Poland, but I think Poland didn't turn up. So I think Senegal will prove more of a test to Colombia, and I don't think Colombia have I don't think this game will be that easy for them because I still think they're trying to get that stride in. Yes, the result was good for them, but I still think that they need this game to sort of try and kickstart this World Cup. So I think it'll be close. I think it'll be 2-1 to Colombia. I think they'll just edge it, but I don't want to discount Senegal. I think they'll give them a really good game.
Yeah, of course, depending on how this group plays out, one of these teams will be playing England in the last 16. If England win their group, then it looks like, from what you guys have said on the scores, it looks like it'll be Colombia they'll be playing if Colombia finish second. If England comes second in their group, then they play Japan. So this has ramifications for. I know you have a very vested interest in the England team.
Yes. So it's not like I'm sitting next to two Welsh people at all.
No, not at all. If based just having one last little look at this group, then Group H, who would you fancy? Would you rather England came top their group but played Colombia, or would you rather they come second and play what you'd look on paper is easier in Japan?
Well, you could say it's on paper easier, but at the end of the day, they're in the last 16 as well, the same as England, so they've warranted the place through group performances, and you saw how they did against Colombia, a team that we'd expect to be good. They came out and won that game by 2-1. And then against Senegal as well, they took them to the wire and got a 2-2 draw. Both teams that have got some sort of attacking prowess to them. And England, of course, got Kane as well. So, we can't take any team too lightly. I think whoever England finds himself against, whether it's Japan, Colombia, or in the possibility of our predictions going completely wrong, Senegal, they can't rest on their laurels and think that it's going to be a cakewalk, easy game into the quarterfinals. So I think they have to respect both teams, respect all three teams equally, and just hope that at the end of the day, their game plan works as to whoever they play against and get the right result. Yeah.
And last word with you, Jack. If England can get carried away from beating Panama, that they're going to win the World Cup. Colombia, after turning over Poland 3-0 so comprehensively, Poland obviously a lot more trickier opposition than Panama. Have Colombia got a chance of winning this World Cup?
Oh, of course, I think any team, if they get into the round 16, I think like everybody said, everybody's got a chance. I think if England had to pick, I think they would have loved to have played Poland, but that's not the case anymore.
They love playing Poland in football.
I think Colombia, of course, have got a chance. But everybody that gets into the round of 16, I think. Like Conor said, they have obviously proved themselves to deserve to be in that position. So I think if you get there, of course. But if Senegal don't get into it, I think as a whole they've deserved to sort of do a great performance, and I think people at home should be proud of them, really. Yeah.
So score predictions for the final games of Group H. And what are we going with? Japan, Poland. What's the score going to be there, lads?
I said 2-1 earlier. And
1-0.
And Senegal and Colombia. You were 2-1 Colombia, weren't you?
2-1. 3-1 Colombia.
3-1. Yeah. Right, let's see if these predictions are right, I guess. That has been it. Like, subscribe, comments below and all that jazz, and follow us on social media, and we'll catch you again soon.